You guys want to jump into the segment?
Yes.
Depends on what
we
it
should do
is.
the segment.
Depends on what
Yeah,
the
what
segment.
is it?
What is the segment?
The segment. Oh, okay. So the segment. This was one that we Anthony and I a few months back before we cracked the microphones open, wrote down a bunch of stuff, a bunch of things to kind of go over and use as topics. And this was one that I've been kind of excited about, but we've been saving. It's summertime. You want to roll the windows down. You want to be listening to happy music. You want to be getting excited. This is albums that are mood lifters, that are make you feel good. Those ones you hear that opening guitar solo, guitar riff, and you just crank the jukebox, crank the CD up, crank everything up, right? That's what these are. So this is what did you call it, Twan? It's like
Mood lifters.
Mood lifters or
Posy vibes only.
Posy vibes only, baby. Yeah. All right, Nate, what do you got, man?
Good pull. Mine, I like this guessing game thing.
Yeah, let's go. Give us a hint.
Tease it, bro.
1990s.
It is, yep. That was going to be my first hint.
Harvey
a whole decade.
Harvey Danger.
Yeah. Is it Duncan Sheik?
Similar vibes to 311.
Okay. And it's 90s.
Yep.
Self-titled Sublime.
Nope.
40 Ounces to Freedom.
Nope.
All right. Give it to us.
The Urge.
Ooh, Too Much Stereo?
I was going to pick that one, but I love that album so much.
That's a great album. Yeah.
But the thing is, Master of Styles is even better.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, yeah, I spun that again today because I was thinking about, man, I usually play either of those, for a good mood album, kind of summer vibe album. And that one beat it, even though like they're both amazing. And they have a lot of records, but those two were like kind of like their heyday, like in the late 90s. I think Too Much Stereo was 2000, right?
Yeah, right around there.
That's when I saw him actually at the Asylum. But yeah, I think similar to the Blink Dude Ranch, I got my buddy, my neighbor had the Urge and had this record. So I actually got into it super early, like 98, so like 8th grade. And it's like a ska band from St. Louis out of all places. So similar to 311, like, middle America, this gem kind of spreaded. And I guess there was a little bit of name brand recognition because they were like on, I think they were on Ozfest or something. They were definitely on like demo tapes that also had like Korn and stuff. So I think they did maybe Family Values tour. So this is like late 90s, which is like completely random because they're like a punk ska band. To see them like with Korn would be kind of weird. But then again, that's what the Family Values and stuff like that was, kind of, Ice Cube with Korn, with Limp Bizkit, with Incubus and Filter and all sorts of crazy stuff. But yeah, man, I love this album. You obviously got into this album too, right?
Yeah, actually, Nate, I got a question for you. So I remember a few years ago, I mailed someone my copy of Receiving the Gift of Flavor on cassette. Was it you? Did I mail that to you?
Yes.
Do you
Holy
have that?
Crap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was like
Amazing.
a nerdery package. And I was just like, I don't know where the hell I got that. But yeah, that came out in 95. I didn't get it in 95, a few years later.
Twan, you're great for those. You were great for those nerdery packages. I've gotten a few from you too.
Yeah, it's cool. I actually found that because we're packing right now, and I found that, and it looks like a vintage like collector's item. Like, oh man, I feel like not many people have this thing.
Oh, no one has
it. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's like Twan's Kwarashi poster. Nobody has that.
No one has that.
But yeah.
Tone, what are your Urge memories? Do you remember?
Too Much Stereo is the one that I get into, but I mean, I remember listening to the Urge with Nate, and just it's definitely that sunny day, roll the windows down type music. So it fits, it ticks all the boxes for this. I need to go back and, I mean, you're going to give us some good songs from Master of Styles from the playlist, Nate. So I'm pretty excited about revisiting them this week and checking some stuff out. So yeah,
well, jump right in. Has Nick Hexum from 311.
Yeah. So it all fits. Everything fits.
Yeah.
That's perfect. That's perfect.
Yeah. But I love this album, man. Super jazzy.
It has a Bad Brains cover. I forget what song.
Oh yeah. Gene Machine.
Which totally fits like kind of their, later Bad Brains when they were more of a reggae band, but
yeah.
No shit. Good call.
Yeah, some ska elements in there and stuff. But yeah, I like everything. I even like the album cover. But I remember when I saw them in 2000, they still had merch left from then. So they had this T-shirt with the guy with the bomber helmet and stuff.
Yeah.
That's right.
The album cover.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It looks like the Wes Welker helmet. It's so big.
Yeah. I totally thought they were a California band, but nope.
This album came out in April 21st, 1998. It's 22 years old. That's freaking crazy.
It's insane. And just to think, like, yeah, like seeing them at the Asylum, it made sense because they're a small little ska band from St. Louis. Like, where else are they going to play but the Asylum when they did like a few years of all ages? It was actually them and Mest and Goldfinger.
Nice.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Especially that time, for sure.
That's a great
kind of boom.
Wow.
So I was skiing a ton. I was skiing a ton. So I got back from Sunday River and like went to the Asylum. So we were talking about like back in the day, like, how do you do so much when you're younger? Like going to shows. I was like, I don't know. I like skied all day as like a young buck and then went to a show at the Asylum. Like,
that's because we could do all that stuff back then.
It's just wild to think that I was actually doing all that. Mm-hmm. But yeah, man.
To be young again, my friend.
What's that?
To be young again.
Yeah, we're all young.
Yeah, I could still do it today. I mean, I did ski and snowboard or ski and play golf in the same day last spring, so I can do it.
Nice.
So I'm going to put the vibes out there, and I think we should get Steve Ewing from The Urge on this podcast.
Yes.
He's the lead singer.
Yes. I mean, that'd be badass.
I've actually met him on a road trip. Yeah, I went on a road trip and saw him play acoustic in like some small little pub. We made a point to like, because it was like on the way in this like trip I did with a friend, Bob actually, and we made a point to see this guy playing like some small tavern. It's like, nice, we came here just to see you.
That's awesome.
They were huge Urge fans.
And he was like, cool.
Did he play any Urge?
Yeah, there was no one there. It was like me and him and like a few other people. Yeah, it's funny.
I did that with the lead singer of the Spin Doctors in Portland, Rob, who's coming up in a couple of weeks as a guest radio personality here in Maine. He and I went to it, and I should probably save the story, but it was cool. It was better than you'd think.
Yeah, let's save it for
I'll save it for when Rob's on because he was cool. I mean, the whole night was Well, I'll save that one for Rob because he'll remember it too. He remembers all that stuff. Brothers and nerds.
Yeah, so I kind of wrapped it up there, but I was a casual ska punk music fan, just a young kid getting into music, and this was a good introduction because it's got such a array of different styles of music. Maybe that's why it's called Master of Styles.
Makes sense.
Yeah, but it just brings me back to those kind of early, young, no responsibility years, and when I put it on, I get that connotation, but also just like the cool, vibrant sounds, and his voice, Steve's voice, is like he can sing. He's got some good range.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So yeah, The Urge, Master of Styles. Can't wait to make the playlist or throw you some songs to him.
Oh yeah, I'll text you later.
That's a good poll. I wouldn't have thought of them, but they fit it, and I'll definitely revisit their albums. Too Much Stereo, Receiving the Gift of Flavor.
There's a cool live album on streaming too that I've listened to a couple times.
Nice. Sweet, Tone.
All right, Nate. Last one.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna go with well, actually, do you give me a guess or no?
Oh yeah, give us a
tease it.
Okay. This one is not 90s.
Okay. Finally.
Let's see. No, go ahead.
It's kind of like poppy.
Head Automatica.
No, but it's
Head Automatica is a good one. Yeah.
Tone, I think all three of us saw this at the State Theater.
Ooh. Okay.
M83.
Can you give me a time frame?
M83.
Yeah.
Is it really?
Nice.
Yeah. Yep.
I guessed them last week, Tone, for your for fun.
It's a good guess.
I'm just gonna keep guessing M83 until I hit.
It didn't take long, and you got it right.
Oh man. Yeah, M83. Hurry Up, We're Dreaming. This album's phenomenal. And it got me into a whole different scene of music that I became literally obsessed with. I just tried to find any band that had any kind of sound or similar soundscapes, or just I don't know. I wasn't really aware of this kind of music until this album, and clearly, they were marketed to Main Street on radio and everything, so it kind of helped me gravitate towards it and whatnot. So I don't even know what you'd call it, like indie synth pop.
Synth pop is what comes to mind.
Yeah.
It's really one guy, so it's kind of like Nine Inch Nails, right? So you got the guy Anthony. He's from France, so he writes all the music, and then he has a band, like an all-star band too. They're all phenomenal musicians, classically trained. Clearly, you can tell by watching them play live. But yeah, this album, I don't know. I think it was a perfect time and place because it was just such a great, and it's a double album, so it's got so many songs to just kind of, I'd say, unplug to. This album's a good one to just like put on front to back and just like completely immerse yourself into. And I got super geeky on this album like 5-6 years ago. I wanted to know more about it, so I ended up reading everything about it. And they got, or the singer Anthony got all the inspiration from this album from moving to California from France. Wow. So lots of trips to Joshua Tree, which is where I was just at for camping like 4 weeks ago or so. And I'm like, oh, okay, I can see it now. I can see how some of these soundscapes, because if you're watching the stars in Joshua Tree at like 11 or 12 at night, like midnight, you just see some really cool stuff. You see shooting stars, and it's just pristine like clarity.
The picture I'm showing is I have it open Instagram to look for something, and it's you and your wife at Joshua Tree.
Oh, nice.
It's like you. I didn't even know how that happened.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to grind that to a halt. Sorry.
No, it's just like, more clairvoyance randomly.
That's what we do, man.
But yeah, man, I love every song on this album. And I often would make like Instagram stories or whatever, just using a lot of the background, like weight. And I don't know if you guys watched that guy Felix that did like the highest skydive.
I remember seeing that. Yeah.
Yeah, and they used an M83 song in the background, and it was just like really showcased what an amazing moment, and the music kind of just fits that. So it's really good, like scenery music, cinematography, and anything is just kind of like over the top. So that was like an over the top thing with the guy that did the skydive basically from like the highest point in the atmosphere. But yeah, just nothing but positive connotation to this album. Every song on here is really good. But yeah, Wait's one that really stands out. Intro and outro, I just love both those. Okay Pal. There's one, Claudia Lewis. Soon My Friend. I don't know, everything on this. And then the live show. Were you guys both at that show?
Yeah.
I was there.
Yep.
Yeah.
We went together.
The show was amazing. That was such a good show.
That was a great show. Yeah. Midnight City was obviously the big single that everybody would probably know. The sax part of that.
Yeah.
First on the record was amazing, and you're like, this is just cool. And there's not much else on the radio like that using saxophone. And then to see it live and have it just be knocked out of the park like that.
Yeah.
It was awesome. So yeah, no, that show was pretty cool. A small venue, State Theater, like 1,500 people. Mm-hmm. We had a crew of probably 7 or 8 people. I remember walking after getting dinner and going up to the show and just being like, this is gonna be cool. We'd met him, right? We met him before. We went to sound check before and met right after their sound check. He did a meet and greet with fans from the radio station, and that's how we get in. And then left, had dinner, came back and went to the show, and the show was just awesome. Just a great show.
I think I met up with you guys right after that sound check, because I remember walking down Congress Street. Yeah, we rolled like 7 or 8 deep.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, that was a good time.
Nice. Yeah, when was that show? 2011,
12?
That's got to be like 8 years ago.
Well, when did this album come out?
11?
2011, yep.
Yeah.
It's probably 12.
So this was probably, it's probably either late 11 or early 12, right? Probably early 12.
Yeah, so it came out October 18th, 2011. And yeah, that single,
it would have been spring.
Midnight City, was played for quite a while. In fact, all 2011, they didn't do Reunion until February 2012 as a second single. Yep. And then Okay Pal, July 2012. I think we saw him like that summer, yeah.
Yeah, it would have been that time. My ticket stubs are in the other room. Sorry. I'd look it up, but
yeah, but I just loved him so much. And then when I moved out to California, they were still touring off this album. And kind of as contrast, where they grew from the success from this is like playing the State Theater. And by the time they got out to Cali, at least on like maybe the third leg of the tour, it was at Hollywood Bowl with them headlining. So clearly they reached new heights.
August 7th, 2012.
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah. So I love this album so much. I listen to it, kind of revisit it. I feel like every 2 months, maybe if I'm road tripping or on the road, I'll play it once in a while. Just like play it front to back. Just completely unplug and just drive, be inspired by the music.
Hell yeah. So, that's a great one.